Some worlds are so much fun to play and you just gotta revisit them. Such is the case with Tantherim from the 24-hour live stream. We're gonna take a look at our first episode next on Parlemtary Paradise. Hello and welcome to Polyhedral Paradise. My name is Jason and this is the first episode of Tantherim, the Ruxpin Codices. Now, if this is your first time here and you're unfamiliar with the setting, I highly recommend you take a look at our introduction video right here, then come back and watch this episode, or I'll wait right here for you. Now, our first episode is going to open up at a royal dinner party in East Tantherim. Present at this dinner party are Burke and Gray with their characters Denorcus and Zestra. The whole royal family is going to be in attendance with the exception of Bentley. Nobody knows where he's at. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the show.
Okay, so there's the long table, the string quartet is playing. There's a meal in front of you, a pheasant, cooked a little done for your liking. Zestra has got the garden salad plate, considering she's a vegetarian, if I remember correctly, right? So, you're sitting next to Sylvia, who's sitting next to Dwaylen. The sons are directly across from you. Tristan and Horace. Bentley, of course, is not there. Reginald turns to the Queen and starts discussing matters of the crown. What do you make of this? What do you make of this ambrosia? Have you tried it lately?
Oh, love, I've had it's most delicious and used in many recipes.
Well, I understand that, but I've heard that it is extremely rare and only sold once a month. Do you think that we should stock up?
Oh, no, love, I believe that there will be plenty of it to go around.
And what do you think of the infringing politics of the infringing businesses? I hear that the West Tantherim was having to shut down a lot of their businesses due to the fact that there was some mogul moving in and snatching up land. And your brother pipes up and says, I would bet if we were still in charge, we wouldn't have any problem with land bands coming in and grabbing some land up. And I think we've even cracked down on the crime rate. And the other brother says,
Well, you know, I don't much care for the Parliament either, but I don't really.
Well, would you please stop talking? And not only is he short and stubby, and he just doesn't make any sense. You don't talk to your brother like that. And Zestra, how are things going with the church? Have you do you have some free time, dear? Are you locked down?
I am not locked down. I always have time to talk.
I heard that you're quite the antiques collector. Is that not correct?
It is. I collect more fables and stories. I like to hear about what's happened in the past, and I do like some items in the process.
And that's very good. It pleases me to have a member of the church in my company. Although, you know, I heard that you were thinking about renouncing your warrior's ways and actually joining the priesthood. And your betrothed puts her hands out. I told you for a million times. She's a cleric. She's not just a priestess. There's only two of her kind around. It's just her and Zethel. Everybody else has renounced their warrior ways. She's the last.
I have not even given that any thought. I would never renounce my.
Oh, I just thought.
You just thought what, love?
Oh, sorry. So your betrothed stands up and looks at Denorcus.
Denorcus is my brother.
No, Denorcus is your betrothed brother. Your fiance's brother.
Okay,
You've addressed me?
Yes, she's addressed you. She's like,
Oh?
yeah.
Oh? Sorry. I didn't know what's going on. He's been distracted. See, he overheard a chef saying they're missing one portion of the desserts for tonight. Trying to figure out who might have took it, and he hasn't been paying attention to the meal at all. What? Yeah. I'm sorry. What do you need from me?
No, typical Denorcus.
Sorry, Father. I'm sorry, Father.
That's okay, boy. Could you do me a favor and pass me the wine?
There's a big old jug of wine sitting there next to you.
Yeah. Sure. Certainly. And I hand it to him, and I'm kind of stuttering and scared, but I do it pretty finessely. I'm impressively.
Are you like reaching over the table, or?
Yeah. I do like a little bit like a suave, like extend my hand.
Underneath of the table, you feel your brother reach out and kick your leg. Give me a dexterity check.
Okay. Ooh, 8.
Your foot comes out from underneath you as you're reaching the jug of wine across the table, and you kick back and drop the jug of wine onto the table. It splatters all over your brothers. They jump up from the table. Your father puts his head in his hand. Your mother yells, "Oh dear Lord, Dwarkins, what did you do again? Go get from my table!" And
I'm sorry, mother. I'm sorry, father.
Yes.
I'll be on my way. I'll find out who kicked me. I promise.
Your brothers just shaking their head and laughing. Your sister grabs you and says, "Come on, Dorcas, let's get out of here."
That's understandable.
Zestra, she says, "Come on, let's go to the library." And she gets up, starts walking out with Norcus.
Let's go now.
Okay. All right, you guys head down the hallway. It's dimly lit.
Sis, I didn't mean anything by it. I swear, I was just trying. I was trying to help, like Father asked me to.
You're always messing things up, Denorcus. Always. It's just terrible. It's your sister. Your sister Silva smells. You can smell like the lingering wine and pheasant on her from like the splashes that hit her. And she walks with you to the library. And she sits down. So you guys are just sitting alone in the library right now. She is there anything you guys want to do in the library before like while you're here? It's just there's a bunch of books around you. The shelves are.
I would like to start looking around at the books, see if there's anything on any magic that I don't know of, or some fairy tales.
All right, give me a investigation check.
13.
You find a stack full of books. There's not too much on magic. There's a couple books history of Tantherim, and there's a 13's not high enough. Okay. Your sister is slouching back in a chair. She says, "I'm bored. I'm tired of this family."
I have my hands on, or like my elbows on my knees, and bury my head, and I'm having a whispered dialogue to myself. There's no way I couldn't have hit something of the table. Something had to have hit me. There's no way I would have dropped that on my own. I'm too fast and agile. There's certainly someone's up to something nefarious there. I have to get back to the dinner table. Find out what's going on there. I have to save Father.
You have to save Father? I'm not sure Dad's in imminent danger.
I'm convinced that there's a mystery to be solved as to why he got hit and dropped the wine, and he couldn't. He would never believe that his brother would do such a thing.
No, of course not. Your sister stands up and says, "You go run back to Father if you want, but I'm just about done. He's put up with Parliament for too long, and put up with Parliament's carousing with these rhythm and poetry bards, and he just put up with too much of their mess. And I'm not.
There's nothing nefarious going on. Your brothers are just teasing you.
Come on, you know.
My brother's an honorable man. He would never do anything like that.
Come on, brother. You know, it's like they say in the Ruxpin Codices, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You know, father told you those tales.
Well, I suppose I'll leave it be. If you say there's nothing wrong. But if I sense anything's up, I'm going to run back in there and save my family.
And I tell the sister if she's bored, she should pick up a book and read.
I have a better idea. Now, keep in mind at this point, the royal family that you know of is not, they go out and make appearances, but they don't go out in public without it being a big event. And she digs in the arm of the couch. She pulls out a cloak. She throws it on. She's like, come on, let's go see a performance. Let's go out amongst the public.
I do like
I would
performances.
love
Let's
that.
go.
Oh,
I love that.
there's one of those bardic expositions that you love so much down in the next town. We could go there. It's only let's see how far away it is. It's about 15 miles away, but we could steal the cart.
I've been teaching myself ballet. I actually am a great performer.
Oh, I'm sure you. I'm sure you are, brother.
I would love
I
to
do
show
some
you.
poetry. You could do some dancing for me.
Yes, we can do a great
I would
performance.
love that. We can
love it.
perform.
It'll be wonderful. We have to sneak out. I can get the keys to the cart. Yeah. Now you know the one thing you know that I haven't told you is that the royal carts are magic, so that the horse-drawn carriages travel at 3 times the normal speed of rate. In fact, for the longest time, the people of Parliament have been trying to get a hold of the magic from your father so that they could implement a transit system. Nielborg the dwarf has been trying to get a hold of the technology for quite some time, and your father has been reluctant to part with it. So the fact that you are now your sister is advocating its theft comes as a little bit of a shock to you.
Oh no. Oh, then I would be alarmed. But sister, until we can't steal father's cart. That would be surely a mystery I would need to solve. But if I'm there, I can't be the one to solve it.
It's no mystery if we take the cart to Norcus. Just get in the cart.
But
Let's go on an adventure.
Cart.
Tell it.
I'm gonna start pushing him into the cart.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Well, I guess I can help them solve it once I return. Let's go on our way.
You guys pile into the cart, the driverless cart. It's down at the end. Give me a. How are you guys going to the cart? Are you just gonna bust through and hop in this thing? Are you gonna try to be quiet? What do you guys?
No, I'm gonna hop right
Well,
out there and
surely
get
I
in
will
it.
use my prowess in stealth to sneak on this vessel. Now, I was against it, but I'm surely not going to get caught.
So that.
Always an opportunity to show my swagger and my ability to sneak into things.
Oh well.
You know what? Zester is talking about swagger, and I go, poof, and I misty step right into the front seat of that cart.
You misty step right into the front of the carriage. Your sister shakes her head at her brother and says, I'm never going to get used to marrying a cleric. And there's somebody, a magic user. And she wiggles her ears a little bit. She throws a cloak over her shoulders, pushes her back up against the wall, looks her head into the door to your father's office. Of course, he's at dinner, but he still has to check to make sure none of the wait staff is there. And she deftly sneaks out into the carriage. As you try to do the same, give me a stealth check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I am proficient in stealth.
Okay.
I got a 21.
Okay. So yeah, you gracefully tiptoe into the back of the cart.
I'd like to note that I did say loudly, though, observe, right before I did it.
You gesticulated. Yeah. Your hand moves about gracefully as you neigh. You
And I kind of
almost pirouette.
that I was in kind of giving people. This looks very particularly strange because I'm like a 8.5 foot tall dragonborn.
Yeah. Did you Did you tell people how tall you were?
Yeah, I'm pretty large.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a pretty massive dragonborn, and so it's very bizarre that I come yielding a rapier, because while my brothers wanted to learn swordsmanship, I thought that fencing was more eloquent and elegant, so that's what I went with.
Okay.
Plus,
All
it's
right.
pretty.
Yes. Elegant ship.
Zephyr gives you a highly impressed nod.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys get into the cart and you're making your way down to let's see, So right here, if you can see the map, Royal Tantherim is where you are now. That's the royal capital city. The Cascadia is where the performance where you're going to, the bardic performance. It's
Is this like a
14 miles. It is a well-known performer, locally known performing there. It's the performer's name is Maximus Minimus. He is a rhythm and poetry bard. It is a new style. He's a Luxodon, and he's got an entourage that come with him. Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out the mystery behind his name. I know he made that name himself, but I can't figure out why.
Yeah. I'll talk to him. You'll find out. You don't know. I mean, that's all I can tell you.
I'm intrigued.
Your character does that. Oh, yeah. Hey, there's a mystery here, and I'm gonna solve it.
Listen, he just wants everything to be a mystery that he can sleuth. You know, that's his whole thing.
Hey, I'm here for it, man. It's fine. It's all good. All right. So I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna hold you guys there, okay? And we're gonna Somewhere in West Tantherim, a restaurant is filling up with patrons for the night. Several dozen tabaxi waiters usher people to their seat and begin to take their orders. Some wine, some water, some cheese, perhaps some breadsticks for you this evening. The feline servers go about their duties unaware that one of their own would not be showing up for work that night, or ever again for that matter. He would become the fourth victim of some unknown tabaxi predator targeting the local waitstaff. The owner of the business stands out in the back alley, smoking a pipe and waiting for the night's rush to begin. A tall ogre in chef whites exhales deeply as a figure approaches. Hood pulled down, obscuring obvious feline features. The ogre taps out his pipe, glances around, and addresses the figure. We now join that conversation.
You're late.
And to make sure it wasn't followed, the Luxodon is headed to Cascadia. Him and his lackey.
Good. For far too long, he's gotten away with rotting his trunk. The day of reckoning approaches. Slay day is at hand. Grumble, grumble.
Nothing can stand in our way now. It'll be perfect.